all, how's the camp going? How have the past kind of 4 days gone?
You know, we've got a 5-6 days preparation for a game, and it's trying to get content. You know, it's really challenging to get content that's appropriate to your opponent. How we're looking at how we're playing with the ball at the moment. This part of the week, first couple of 3 days has been playing with the ball. Then we'll have a period in the camp where we'll work when we haven't got the ball, how we set up against the ball, and then there'll be a period where we take a look at the opposition later in the week, towards the middle of the weekend, where we have a look at England individually and collectively, and putting the whole package together and helping the girls as much as we can. And they're bright and they're bubbly, and you know, they're fantastic people to be around. And I hope that they feel, I think they feel emancipated, and they want to get on that pitch and prove what they can do. And I would love it to be a really good day for them, where they can learn from playing England, but also it should be more about our performance that will contribute to their pleasure and their feeling good about themselves. We really want them to go out and have a good time and play a good game of football, and most importantly, to get better at what we do.
A couple of new young faces, Kenny. How have Ella and Maddie adapted to life in the senior camp?
Brilliant. They've been great, you know. Ella was playing against Simone yesterday, and she took the ball around her as a goalkeeper. I thought that was brave. And she's been, who did I say there? Ella?
Ella.
I meant to say Maddie, sorry, Maddie. And Ella was bombing on. She's fantastic. And her attitude and her attention to her own detail and her professionalism for someone so young is immense. She's great. She's absolutely brilliant. And two really good girls they are. Two really good girls.
A few more players coming back into the fold, and few returning, Kenny, including Simone McGill. How big a boost is it to have Simone back?
Yeah, it's great to have Simone. She brings that about the camp. You know, she's good. Her and Fernie get on really well. They've a good, you know, they've got a very good relationship where there's good mutual respect there, and they have a good telepathy on the pitch. And I think that augurs well. Simone will tell you herself, she hasn't had matches. She's gone through her rehab and getting there. If we can get an hour from Simone on Sunday, Tuesday even, then I'm not saying she can't play it, but we have to be guarded and look after the players when they come in from other clubs, from all the clubs. We've got a duty of care to make sure that we've got fantastic people working with us, our Dr. William and our physio Tony. They work meticulously to make sure that we're not going outside the boundaries of maybe injuries and picking up those things. So it's 100% professional to treat them that way.
How big is this game, Kenny, in the preparation for April?
Well, it was 3 games, as you probably know, and now it's 1 game. So we're disappointed, but we need to use this game now. Like, if you start putting on subs, we've got 22 players here at the moment, 21. And if you're putting on subs for the sake of giving them game time, that's not in the script. It's about, because we'll be taking away some learning from this game. So I feel that if we can get our formula and our tactics and everything set up to play this way and try it against England, it doesn't matter if it doesn't come off. It matters, but if England beat us, they're not getting 3 points for it. You know, this is a game where England are using it to gel in the players and have a look at who's fitting into their system. And we're no different. We want to do that as well so that we can get a formula ready to go to the playoffs with.
And for the girls, in terms of an opportunity to put themselves in the shop window, show what they've got on this stage, plenty of eyes will be on this game. It's live on BBC iPlayer. Huge opportunity.
Definitely. We want the girls to get as much exposure as possible, not only for adult team, but for all the little young 8, 9, 10, 11-year-olds. We want to do it for them as well. And I want them to feel representative of when someone's from Northern Ireland, that I want to be that player one day, and it will help. Sometimes you can grow things from the top, you know. It's not always about growing it from the bottom. And the people who are doing a really good job down in the youth sector and trying to develop girls football, there has to be aspirations to go somewhere. And if it's a pretty picture at the top, then it will help the younger ones at primary school and whatever to aspire to be there. And it's important that we send out that message to the young girls.
And what you've achieved in your time with the squad, your name's been in the mix for the Olympic Team GB manager as well. I mean, it's massive for you too.
Oh yeah, that would be a fantastic job for anybody. And it's an honour for my name to be mentioned with it, to be honest. And but you know, my mind is on Northern Ireland first and foremost, and what we do and how we do it every day. There's not a day goes by that we don't do something, whether it's to phone someone up or one of the girls, or whether it's to, you know, look at ways in which we can improve our tactics and how we play against teams like England. And, you know, the girls they're really refreshing and a joy to work with, because when you're trying something and you don't get a response, it's soul destroying. But everything that we try, the girls give it their best shot. Sometimes it's not so good, but then we correct it and then it becomes good. And these girls are of that ilk, that they want to get better and they're thirsty for knowledge as well. So hopefully we're smart enough to help them.
Just finally then, you mentioned the gap between the teams in terms of the FIFA rankings. You mentioned the coefficient. 6. Sorry. Northern Ireland are 49th in the FIFA rankings. England are 6th. We've talked about that before, but we've also talked before about the fact that this team and this squad and you and your team fear no one.
No, we don't. We can't be afraid of anyone. You know, we would never be afraid. We'd be mindful of the qualities that they bring to the table. We're very, very mindful of that. And we're very mindful of how good they are. But we got to have some self-judgment as well. And the players that we have are good players, trying to get better. No more than that. No more than that. We're good, trying to get better than good. Because I keep saying to the girls, good is good, but anybody can be good. Who wants to be good in this world? You know, we've got to be better than good. So that's that next stage. We've gone from being not so good to being good. And I think that's a fair assessment of where we are at the moment. We're good, but we want to get better than good.
Thank you, Kenny. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Thanks.
Thanks, Nick. Emma.
Hi, Kenny. I think Nicola covered
How
a lot
are
of
you?
it there. Hello,
can see
sorry
you.
I'm here.
Okay, how are you?
Not too bad. How's things?
Not too bad.
Just a couple of questions from me, Kenny. Since you came into the role in 2019, when you came in, did you have any kind of goals or targets that you'd set for yourself? And now we're here 2 games away from the first ever major tournament. Have you achieved those goals? Yeah,
I think we've more than achieved them. I I do a lot of goal setting for the players, achievable goals, and they don't even know they're getting those achievable goals, because if we get better as a defensive unit, it's sort of like because of what we've done to make it better and the repetition of the art. And I feel that if you're setting goals, they have to be done where not only being realistic goals, but there have to be stages at which you meet them. Now, when I was offered the job, I was given, a certain points tally that they would feel that would be acceptable in their current state, and then we worked on that. And then when we got to not a big distance off it, when we got into the last 4 games, I set new goals. So I used my psychology background, and it was plain and blunt. I told them, we have played the top 2 seeds in the group twice, and now with 4 games against teams, well, Belarus are above us in the group. So when we were playing them 4 games, the new goals that we set, because the other ones were starting to go stale, was quite blunt and quite simple. It was to win the last 4 games. Everything we do will be designed around winning the last 4 games. And we put all of our eggs into that basket, because we were aware, having played Wales twice, that if we did that, we would be second. So this is plain and simple. So the goal, it's important when you're setting goals that there's quite a bit of simplicity in that goal. Win 4 games, but don't take the 3rd one before the 2nd one is achieved. So that was the message: win 4 games. And they took it in their stride, and they won 4 games with some aplomb too.
Kenny, if you were to qualify for the Euros, where would that rank for you in terms of personal achievements?
There's a lot of I've been fortunate enough to have won a lot of trophies in my time as a coach, but I also have to try and compartmentalize what I feel, and I've been asked that question a lot. I think this is up there along with them. When I was at Carrick Rangers, we got players from junior football, and we beat Glentoran in the final after a replay. Was an unbelievable achievement. Putting it into that compartment. Then you look at with Kilmarnock, winning the cup there. My time with the Irish League with Coleraine and Ballymena, taking the 3 clubs into Europe, 3 provincial clubs into Europe was massive. But I think this is right up there. You know, you've got different emotions for each of them. I think I feel more attached to these group of players that I have now than I was with the lads. No disrespect to them. I feel really attached to this group of people. I really do.
And what is it about this group that you think has made you more attached to them than teams that you've been involved with before?
I think if I showed some self-awareness and was reflective of that awareness, I'm very much into emotional progress, and also to be totally committed to what I do in football. You know, I struggle to bring the coal bucket into the house, but if I have to drive 150 mile to see a player, I'll do it, because that's my passion. My passion is my football. And if I've got a job in football, I'm as happy as Larry. And that, because I've got that job in football, and I've become a little bit of, I feel as if I'm making a contribution here, and it gives me a wee bit of ownership of it. But I also must pass that ownership on to the players. I think that's driven me. The passion of the girls, my own passion, the passion of the staff is insurmountable. And I have to say, I've been driven by the players and the people that's coaching, and doing the stuff for me and helping me. I've been well driven with this one.
That's perfect, Kenny. Thanks a million.
Thank you.
Thanks, Emma. Heat, are you still with us? It would appear not. We're going to go straight on to the final section, which is the written press. Mr. Parker, do you want to kick us off? You're okay? Stephen?
I think I spoke with you.
Kenny, how are you? All right?
Yeah, I'm okay. Thank you.
Can't believe that you can't bring in a coal bucket.
I've tried. I had no motivation for it.
Who lights the fire then?
Well, I do a wee bit of that.
Good man. Here,
Especially last week.
I'll not keep you.